The boy Puffy called me though. Puffy called me back in the day. He called me, he was like, I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your brothers.
So it looks like the world of hip-hop has just uncovered the truth about one of the most enduring mysteries of the music industry. Allegedly, Tupac's brother recently revealed Diddy called him to erase his involvement in Tupac's death. Since Tupac's death, there's always been lingering questions about the circumstances surrounding his death, and now it looks like we're about to get a clearer picture of the whole situation. Hey, I'm Kat. Welcome back to Rumor Has It.
Now, why was he calling me, reaching out to me? Because LA Times had just dropped, it was in the early 2000s, LA Times had just dropped an article in the newspaper implicating him as well.
We all remember the tragic loss of Tupac Shakur, whose murder in 1996 sent shockwaves through the music world. The circumstances surrounding his death have always seemed fishy, and many fans speculated about who might be responsible. But now, it turns out that Tupac's brother, Movavi Shakur, is making some bold claims, implicating none other than Diddy himself. In a recent interview with the YouTube channel The Art of Dialogue, Movavi Shakur recalled a very important memory that relates to Tupac's death. He boldly stated that back when the investigation on Pac's death was still ongoing, Diddy called him saying that he had no involvement in Tupac's murder.
You know, I know who you are, but we never met, and I just want to call you man to man to let you know that I have nothing to do with your brother's death.
Now, there's been a lot of speculation about Diddy's involvement in Tupac's death. According to Movavi, the Los Angeles Times released a published article back when Tupac died, which suggested Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder. But the newspaper took down the article sometime in 2008, claiming that their story was based on a source which didn't seem credible anymore. However, that didn't stop rumors from floating about that Diddy was involved in Tupac's death. Many fans started speculating that Diddy might even be the main culprit. This was because Diddy was later revealed to have allegedly been present when Tupac was shot. Some of these fans also started speculating that Tupac's murder was tied to the East Coast and West Coast rap feud, when Tupac representing the East Coast and Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, representing the West Coast. Tupac was known to have thrown a lot of jabs at Diddy and another East Coast rapper, the notorious B.I.G., who's dead now, in many of his diss tracks. Also, Tupac Shakur once publicly accused these two of being involved in one way or another in an attack that was staged against him in which he was seriously injured. Inside his Manhattan hotel, he experienced a robbery where Tupac was shot and also lost $40,000. But the pair denied knowing anything about the robbery. Hence, the tension between the two coasts had reached a boiling point, and many speculated that this rivalry had deadly consequences, one that may have cost Tupac his life. So Diddy, calling Movavi back, then claiming he wasn't responsible for Tupac's death, might have just been the means to play the innocent card when all fingers began pointing to him. But whether or not Diddy was guilty at the time, Movavi just wanted to get to the bottom of his brother's death. Movavi said during the interview, "Back then, I wanted all the information I could get. I heard what he said, but this shit has been so chaotic. Ain't know which way to go until you find more information." He could have been trying to cover his ass, or he could have been sincere. For those who don't know, Tupac Shakur was shot in Las Vegas on the 7th of September 1996. He was riding in a black BMW with Death Row Records founder Suge Knight, who was driving the car. About 10 other convoys were behind Tupac's car, and they were allegedly going to a nightclub when a white Cadillac with 4 men inside pulled beside and stopped alongside Tupac's car at a red light. Out of nowhere, one person allegedly opened fire and shot Tupac 4 times, twice in his chest, while Suge was grazed by a bullet fragment or shrapnel from the car. While others survived the shootout, Tupac unfortunately didn't and died 6 days later after being rushed to the hospital. Tupac Shakur was one of hip-hop's most talented music artists, and his tragic death left a huge mark on the world. Despite the fact his death remained unsolved for decades, it's still one of the most debated topics in the hip-hop scene, with fans, journalists, and investigators all looking for answers. Many believe that the truth has been hidden for way too long, and it's about time to unveil what really happened. With Movavi making extraordinary claims about the murder and a recent arrest of the new prime suspect of Tupac's death, it seems like we're very close to finding out what exactly happened. About a few weeks ago, Keith D, a member of one of the biggest gangs in California, was arrested as the new prime suspect of Tupac's murder.
Hey Keith, Metro Police, come over here. Hey Metro Police, come over here, all right? Thanks, buddy. Come on over here. Appreciate your cooperation, okay?
and now he's been indicted with a murder charge and is expected to have a hearing soon. Keefe was also found to be a relative of the first person who was tagged to be a prime suspect of Tupac's murder, Orlando Anderson. Back when the investigation was being carried out on Tupac's death, Orlando Anderson was named suspect as he was revealed to have had a feud with Tupac at the time. But the Las Vegas police later disregarded Orlando as the suspect because the feud between him and Tupac took place a few hours before Tupac was shot. The investigation at the time was very poor as the police refused to follow up on a lot of loose ends and witnesses who claimed to have been present during the shootout and could identify the culprits. At the time, the real truth couldn't even be uncovered, and the efforts put towards the investigation by the police were reduced when Orlando was found dead 2 years after Tupac's death. However, it now looks like the investigation is back in gear and many more secrets are being revealed regarding Tupac's murder. As you may have heard, rumors have been flying around about Diddy being the one who hired Keefe D to kill Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight for a sum of $1 million. However, some sources claim that both Keefe and the late Orlando were one of the 4 people in the car that pulled up near Tupac's car. These sources also claim that Orlando fired the shots that hit Tupac in the chest. But that's not all. Sometime in 2018, Keefe D confessed to being involved in the murder of Tupac Shakur. He made this confession right after revealing that he was dying of cancer. But he didn't stop there. He allegedly continued, saying that he was in the white Cadillac where the shots erupted, alongside 3 other guys. While he refused to mention the names of the other 2 passengers, Keefe D admitted that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was the one who shot Tupac. He leaned over and Orlando rolled down the window and popped him. If they would have drove in my side, I would have popped them, but they was on the other side, Keefe said during an interrogation with the LAPD. According to Keefe D, Orlando shot Tupac because he was pissed about the feud he and Tupac had earlier, and also because of the $1 million bounty Diddy claimed he would give to Keefe and Orlando if they successfully take out Tupac. Seeing as the investigation had finally gotten somewhere, Keefe D was arrested by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police in connection with Tupac's murder. His wife's house in Nevada was also raided by the police earlier as they were looking for documents that may point to Tupac Shakur's murder. Now that things are getting serious, the police are on high alert, especially since Keefe D confessed that Diddy hired his gang to murder Tupac and Suge. Many fans and famous musicians have taken to social media since a video of Keefe D begging Diddy to show some love started spreading.
So I want to backtrack. You said that you was on top of the world until you met Puffy. What you mean by that?
Man, shit, I was getting 300 kilos a month, man. Balling, man. Fuck, didn't nobody know about me. My shit was smooth, dude. My shit was laid out smooth, man. I met your motherfucking ass and all the heat and thunder coming around with your motherfucking ass, man. Brother love, come show some love. That's all I can fucking say. Show some love, brother love. You know, shit. Brother, I be seeing you doing your little pretty dance and all that, man. Show some love, homie. Come on, man. Don't be like that, brother love. I was on top of the world till I met your motherfucking ass, dude. Shit is wrong, dude. Come on, homie. I need something. Throw a dog a bone or something. Sit up there talking about you, daddy love. Show us some love.
Even 50 Cent tweeted, LMAO, brother love, show some love. Damn, should've just sent this fool a few dollars. Now that the cat's out of the bag, it seems like a lot of people might have been in on Tupac's death, and Mopreem doesn't want to go back down until he gets to the root of his brother's death. Mopreem believes that Keefe D had accomplices who also knew about the plan to kill Tupac. He also stated that while he's been hearing rumors about the allegations that Diddy put up a $1 million bounty to get Tupac killed, he can't wait for the real truth to be out. He said, are they going to say what happened to these people? Yes, Puffy being one of them. I don't know where that's going to lead, but I do believe there were accomplices and I don't think all of them have been looked at. Amongst family, we talk. We want to figure it out. We're thinking certain things too. We're waiting to see if we can trust this process. At this point, Mopreem is a very patient dog waiting to eat the fattest bone. He's being as calm as he can for the police to carry out more investigations and eventually fish out the main culprits behind Tupac Shakur's death. But now it's your turn. Do you believe the claims about Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.